I am just clearing out the water from my whetstones. So don't get excited. I'm not taking y'all to a problem area. Okay? Just clearing out my whetstone water. All right, that ought to be enough. So I'm bringing. See the grow bugs. What it is, bruh? What it is? Delicious. A little hydrogen, little oxygen, couple molecules, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Drinking them. All right, so I got this. What else? Unsolicited. Sorry, my brother. What you mean, Mike? What happened? What happened? I'm nervous about the slots for the groove jig. What's happening with your slots for the groove jig? Dropping on the router bit? I don't even know what you're talking about, Mike Osborne. I'm sorry I missed you. Not sure what you mean, Cedar. Run it down. I got time. Run it down. Broski. And welcome, Mike. I appreciate you being here. Mike Osborne. Title of this live. Thinking drill and jigsaw, maybe. Oh, okay. But dropping in the router bit? In a router table? Is that what you're... I'll show you the extent of my router table experience. Yeah, it was titled More Unsolicited Advice. Let me check out what you're talking about. Mike, my man, I apologize if that bother. I wanna check in on myself right quick. More unsolicited answers. Oh, I hate to hear my own voice. Oh my God. I accidentally clicked on me. Oh, more unsolicited answers to nobody's queries. That was intentional. Guess who's back at it again? Whittling Monkey! What's up? How you doing? Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much, good sir. We're going to be liking and subscribing to you. We're liking and subscribing to you over here. Real fast, though. Oh, I dropped it. You just gotta give a little power to it. Get the cord out of the way. So real fast, I'm gonna just put my thumb right there so I can double check, see if I'm somewhere near center on this. And I am pretty much. But look I gotta hold this thing while I do this thing. So you just chill right there, bunny. We guessed good. That's the line we drew. Disappeared into the sunset. All right, squeeze in there. Get in there. Now, we might need another something on that joint, but we'll address that secondly. For now, we'll begin. Let's see. What if we learn to hold slight angle? Yeah, I think that's good. All right. More or less. Now, how do we even copy that thing? Right? How do we even copy that? We can't trace it or flip it or whatever. Easy peasy, George and Wheezy. Get you any kind of little measuring tool. It doesn't even have to be this, right? Where are we at? We're right here, right? On the edge. We're right here where we intersect with the edge. We bring that exact situation over here. Boom. Make our mark. Boom. That's the top of our mark. We go down here. Because my mathematical eyeball is so goddamn close, we do the same thing right here from the bottom. We hit right about there from the edge of where this intersects with the corner to right here. So I'm gonna go right over here. Boom. Line that up with my bottom. Make me another little registration mark. Boom. Now, with the thickness of this side, do the same blessed thing, but I'm going to just ride that mark to that mark. Let it be my guide. Per pow, per plunket, I have registered same angle, same way, the same thing. When I put them together, they'll be opposite each other. Glad we double checked that. We don't want them parallel. We want them opposite each other. So I'm gonna do the same thing again, but opposite. Remember that opposite day? So this time, same thing. We'll go from that line there, right? Except we're gonna go to this side with it and make our dumb mark. I'm only calling it a dumb mark because I screwed it up. Then we're going to go here, and that's that height, right? Because we're going this way now, intersecting that one. It's right there at it. So all we got to do is make that mark there. How accurate is that? So then, sorry to have confused you. My foolish humanity. I really should be using my mechanical pencil, but I don't see it here. So I'm going to just stay comfortably inside of those lines. And I'm going to darken what I'm removing. So what we're going to want is half this depth here on both so that we can close it in, right? Whew. Blizz me. I am blizzed. Oh, I left my gloves in the truck. Jeez Louise. Cold outside. Thank you, Cedar. Appreciate that. Blessing me. Tim is in the building. I didn't see you, Tim. I'm sorry. Ugh. What up, bro? Tim. How you doing? Mike, I'm old, but like Eminem, even some Wu-Tang Clan like the Westerly. Ha! Wes is back at it again, and he's making something again today. Fact, my bro. Fetty Spaghetti in the building. Fetty is dope. She be sleeping on her skills. She got ether skills. Hey, City Roadbox, how are you? The Midwest and won't let me say hello to her. Oh, won't let me not say hello to everyone. That's what's up. The Midwest and yes. Okay. I love that everybody's talking to each other in here. I am doing good. I am doing good today, Fetty. How are you? Hope you are doing good. Carnage, Blade Smell. Boom. Carnage is like an OG, one of the original members to the channel. Sorry, I got off in my coffee. All right, let me go get these gloves, man. I'll be right back. After these messages, I'll be right back. How's life been? Carnage has been super good. Betty says, doing good. My neighbor let me use his big table saw and joiner to fix my table, so it's getting glued right now. That's dope. Resources. He's like, I got a neighbor that does woodworking and I got some woodworking stuff. Let's go. Yo, I almost wish I had some neighbors that needed some help, but I also sort of don't. I'm such an introvert at home. I have mine locally and they are printed with a vinyl layer. Nice. I'm thinking of putting my own plank in so that I can always point to it and say, I put that in. It's a 120-year-old table for context. Wow. That's nice. That's nice. An heirloom piece that you were able to help restore. I mean, I'll say this. Being the responsible party to make the investment to get it restored, even if that's just what people would say just your own labor, your own effort, your own connectivity. That's what 99% of the car influencers are doing. They're just saying paint it this color and they get credit for it. Did y'all hear that, or did my noise cancellation software cut that out? We gotta I ain't the only big block in the neighborhood. Figuratively speaking, 350 is a small block, 5.7 liter engine. Technically. So I came out here to get this. His DMX. I was coming to get him the other day and I couldn't figure out where he was. Came out here to get my gloves. I don't see him. There they are. And if it wasn't gonna freeze tonight, I'm gonna pour that concrete. If it's like this tomorrow, I'm pouring my creek, man. I gotta do it. I got to do it. Like Tone Loc. Let's do it. Might as well grab this extra battery while I'm out here. Save me another trip. Grab the old shop vac. Shop towels. And I am going to keep DMX in that truck so he can be with me when I need to put that deck up to a model. I'm over here, B. Beard Groove in the building. How you doing, Bearded Grooves? Be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate that, my brother. See the grow box? You didn't get a mod, family? How dare I? Am I tripping? I'm tripping like Andy Griffin. Salute, Private. Welcome to the Wood Army. You're a soldier now. We don't jump you in over here. We just give you a table saw and no instructions. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, whittling monkeys. Oh, let me see if I can catch monkeys before he get out of here. He should be a moderator. Get my life together around here. Okay. I decided to do this ahead of time. I said to myself, Wes, before you get going, you make sure your ish is sharp. So let me grab a couple tools that I'm going to be using for this exercise and ensure their sharpness. So I don't have to break out separately. You know what I mean? Also, look at my chisels all magnetized, right? I want to try this because I saw it on like a show, like a YouTube video or something. And they just kept flipping the magnet all the way down the thing. I don't know how many times they did it because it was sort of like in slow motion, like, you know, sped up. But I figure the worst that can happen here is that it doesn't work, stays magnetized. But this earth magnet is so much stronger, and it's pulled, that'll at least take away all that little extra debris. Then I can set it over here. Give it a good little, see what we got. Sometimes all they need is a good little sexual space. Just kidding. Or am I? Who knows? You nasty. All right. I want to put the whetstones to action. Right fast. Right fast. Put that to the side. Every now and then, y'all, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to take a quick little effort to catch my live up on the monitor. I'm really not sure how that happens. Maybe it's an internet lag or something, but periodically, I'll look up and I'll be 5 minutes behind the chat, and I'll be talking about old stuff that y'all have moved on from. It's high school all over again. Hey, you guys. Gonna meet some hot chicks. Get out of here, nerd. Just kidding. I was the guy calling the nerds nerds. Just kidding. I love the nerds. Hey, BK. BK in the building. The new Mrs. Spoon. The new Mrs. Spoon. I didn't even know. So BK can cut her some spoonage, y'all. Felt like a bad friend. Okay. We're changing that angle a little bit. We're going to have to try to hold it. Let's get it to this edge so we can carry the same angle, right, that we want it. That is much better. Yeah, we're getting the whole face of that now. Much, much better. I'm going to do that a few more times. That's on the 400. We will move it all the way up because this is a white oak, I think, that we're going to be working on today. And all oak is hard and grainy and very linear, and we're going to be trying to go diagonally over it. So this is the good part about wearing these gloves, is that you can, a little bit of your finger is riding the stone as well as the tip of that blade. And in that, you can actually feel the relationship of the blade angle to the stone. And I was doing that early on when I got these stones, and it was wearing a freaking hole in the side of my finger. And I am not naturally a glove guy because it's not usually a good idea with things with circular blades that move. Um, and that's most of my experience in wood is for that kind of thing in construction. So I didn't want to grab gloves, but now that I've grabbed these gloves, these gloves, um, much better. It's sort of the best of both worlds. I can still feel the work enough to register changes, um, but then I can also protect my skin, which is gentle and delicate. I know y'all are probably much tougher, much tougher. All right. So we relied on the 400 to kind of get us in the right direction, so to speak. We are going to go ahead and flip it. Sound like I was about to start rapping. We about to go ahead and flip it. Gonna go ahead and flip it. Gonna go ahead and flip it. Put it down, then dip it. Drop. Put it down and then drip it. Okay, sorry. Raised in the 90s and 80s. Look said, let's do it. Down, down. Boom, 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 boom. Walking down the street. Saw a girl, it's just my type. That sofa and that was over. She gave me my own ride. 90s are so mildly vulgar. Say what your mama gave you. 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 Come on, 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 come on. Y'all have no idea. I used to DJ in high school, a little bit in college. Had to give it up in college. Too much time. Too much money. I always wanted to grab a pair of Techniques and a Gemini mixer and build a nice, beautiful, mid-century-esque um, piece of furniture for them. Just a little nice, elegant DJ set, DJ stand. This is the 3000 grit right here. And I'm just flattening the back here a little bit, just giving some assurance to my bird detachment. And now we're gonna, ooh. Oh, I need to, here we are. Guys are outside Jack Cameron in the street, and they're also compacting. I swear, with behind doors in a house, sounds like helicopters. Like, man, did the feds finally catch up to me? You know? Just kidding. All right. I think we're just gonna roll across this 8,000 for just a few healthy strokes in the name of adequate effort. Then maybe treat your stones better than me, but easily fixable. What I'm referencing is those little dots that form on it, because I keep mine in a metal pan because it just size wise and storage wise kind of works. I think that's what we're going to use right there. Then I'm going to go to these. Yeah, I get him back flat. I don't know if that's debris back there or what. Got to come off. You can hear it, how rough it sounds. Okay. I'm going to try to get that glove fairly tight. Forgive however this might look, because I do want to feel the registration of that blade interacting with that stone so that I can carry the proper angle. Like a robot. Let's clean it off real fast. Real fast in a hurry, like flavors vision ain't even blurry. Close your eyes in a flurry, watch the jab. Like it? A song I wrote called Trolls on the Internet. A cool watch, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Bearded Grooves. And thank you, VK, for the co-signature. This gift, this watch was a gift for me from my children a couple years back. I've got 3 different types and styles of watch, of wooden watches in my ever so humble watch collection, as it was. Pretty good. And listen, you don't press down very hard on these stones, but when we do apply a little pressure, it'll be with the 400 grit until we get that whole front area the same flatness, that it's all got the same scratch pattern. I'm recently making an attempt to develop a actual woodworking vocabulary. I'm getting smart. Let's see. ¿Cómo está, Alfredo Enriquez? Nothing wrong with humble, for sure. Hey, Alfred. Hey, Kevin Ellis. Kevin Ellis be up in here too. Sometimes I feel like I've let Kevin Ellis down. Let Kevin Ellis down. Let him down. So I had to make Kevin Ellis new moderator now. Yeah, a blue moderator now. He got a star. Yep, feeling musical. Again, we put a little more pressure on the 400 till we get that good flat surface. That's also going to help us get our muscle memory to the right place for the tool we're holding. Because once we find that place and get that thing flat to it, less pressure on the next ones. And we can keep from rolling our edge. And typically, I don't generally freestyle my chisels. I usually put my chisels on honing guide, but these are too small for a honing guide. And it's good to learn different ways of doing things. And this is working out splendidly so far. So far, so good. And now, it's true though, the chisel needn't be perfectly flat on neither the bevel side or the back side. You do want it straight so that you're not digging differently from one side to the other. But even so, even still, you can get away relatively close. And you want to avoid most of all is a jagged edge. They just weren't a complete R&B group, you know? They just weren't. Get it? Get it? Yo, Wes, what's up? Sorry to hear about that fan mail going missing. People are effed up. I know it. Oh, average Ohio. That sucks. It always makes me a little disappointed in people. But then here's the thing. If everybody was as good as my friends wouldn't be so special. You know what I mean? Takes all kinds. And, we find our own tribe. I'm just glad I got the kind of friends that are be upset about that versus the kind of friends that'll be like, yeah, here's what you got to do to get a free package. You know what I mean? Creepy people stay creepy. Crooks stay crooks. Thieves stay thieves. Their heart changes on their own. That's when some change happens. Other than that, I believe in people being who I met them to be. I'm glad I didn't meet that dude or dudette who was at my mailbox taking stuff. But I was home that day. So it's probably best. I remember years ago, I'm a contractor, and I had gotten $3,000 saw lifted off the back of my truck. That saw was so heavy. It was a wet saw for cutting tile. And carrying that saw around for a couple of days because it's so big and heavy and awkward. And I'm at Home Depot. No fault of Home Depot's, but somebody took that thing right off the back of that truck. And I was like in broad daylight. And I was like, somebody saw them picking that thing up off the back of my truck. Somebody saw that. Didn't do anything. And then I'm like, maybe they thought, hey, that guy's just helping his buddy get his saw off of his truck. And, who knows? And people mind their business sometimes, so I try not to take it personal. But I was still very upset. And I was like, man, if I ever get the chance to catch it. And so maybe 6 months later, coming out of Home Depot, and the way my truck is parked, the passenger door is closest to me. And I get there, and my truck has tinted windows. And I can see through the window, I can see there's a crack on the other side through the door. The door's open. And I'm like, I left my door open? And so I ran around to the other side, and there was a guy there, crouched down between the door and the truck. And I was so mad. I was so mad. I wanted to take everything out that had ever been taken from me on the one guy who I happened to catch. Red-handed in the act. No judge, no jury. And he said, I didn't know it was your stuff, man. I'm like, you didn't know who I was at all. You just was stealing somebody's stuff. And he looked so scared, and rightfully so. I was going to cream him. And couldn't bring myself to do it. When I grabbed him, it was so easy. It was like, my adrenaline was high and all that stuff, and he was afraid and all that stuff, but I snatched him to me so easily. I would have felt like a coward for beating that dude up. It wouldn't have been it. Not that it should have been a fair fight, but I could have just held him without hurting myself at all. Probably call the police at the same time. And so let him go, and he stumbled out of the parking lot. Thanks, man. What happened after that? None of my beeswax. But yeah, I don't like thieves though. Ugh. But the universe helps me. Helps me. You knew it wasn't his either way, for sure. Every dog has his day. Yep. Unless I'm specifically motivated to judge jury, I don't. I try not to, because it's very much my nature to. Right. It is very much my nature to be self-righteous about something that I think I understand. Um, and then you get older and you realize you knew what you knew, but what you knew wasn't all there was to know. And that should humble you enough to be malleable again, which is important for growth. This is also why I didn't have to put these hands on that dude that day. I think I'm better for not having done it. So we got two more of these to take care of. This little boy and this little lady here. This one seems to have some debris on the back, so we're gonna clean that off real quick with something a little bit more disposable. Old X-Acto blade. The wood glue, epoxy, things like that will gather on your chisels. Put that in my storage container. Little box here made for me by Calvin Seaton, aka Dad's Workshop. He is in the mountain man era of his channel. Calvin's very much an outdoorsman kind of guy. But right now he's like doing pelts and stuff. He's doing dog. Now this is, I did not do a great job getting this chisel nice and flat and clean the same way. I didn't. I'll try to make up some of it right now, see if I can get it a little better, because I've been stropping it down and it's been working. But this piece is going to be so specific. I do want to have a nice, consistent, flat. Ideally. Back to the 400 grit stone, FYI, my peoples. The importance of a whetstone is that it stays just that. It's good to have water on top of it, as well as it having soaked for long enough to be saturated, because of all of those little things that you're hoping to scrape off, right? All those are little pieces of the metal that you're getting off of the back side of this blade. And as it comes off, the blade gets shinier and you get closer to the same surface all the way across. That's what we're aiming at. But if that stuff is on there on top of the stone as you're repeatedly pulling it, obviously you're going to be scratching up your finished surface as well, making it a little harder to get a nice razor sort of edge. You'll have a jagged edge. 1990s jokes. We're not all the way across there, but getting real close, buddy. We pull our burrs off the back so we don't roll over it again like we did that last time. Some people can do this on the wider chisels by feel. Not me, not yet. Not me, not yet. Now, when you see a dark area, as you're sharpening or flattening an edge, you're going to be inclined to want to press towards that dark area. That's the exact opposite thing of what you want to do. One, you want to just keep pulling consistent pressure so you can get a consistent gradual flat going down. But if you push towards that area, what you're doing is creating a bow or a round over from that area. And it's not going to get you there any faster. That's a pivot, that's a divot, and that's the depth that you're trying to cover by getting everything else lower. You're not wanting to get it lower. If it was a bump, that'd be right, but it's not a bump. It's a drop. It's the valley. I'm hoping. Yes, indeed, I'm Morgan. Well, I'm just kidding. Once I get this done, I'll be able to go ahead and start cutting through that wood, see if I can get that in shape. And then I got to figure out kind of how to round over those corners and edges. Now, one thing I am going to do in this moment, for the sake of time, then you all, I am going to be satisfied with this edge being 90% flat the same way, minus that little bit there. And I think that's okay. I'll start getting this little edge here clean, which is like what I call the micro bevel. As if I came up with it. I'm going to take my angle just a tad higher, and then that's going to be my new. And that closer to what I'm after. Bearded grooves, you are not lying. That is good ab exercise. Because all of it is core movement. Very little of this is wrist or fingers or hands. They're just holding the tool as stationary as possible. And some folks don't consider it bad practice at all to put a slight contour, a little roll as you go. I don't do that necessarily, but I know people that do, and they've been doing this much longer than me. Doesn't seem to affect their results adversely at all. So, a thingamabob to consider. Right now I'm on 1,000 grit. I graduated from the 400. Moved into a slightly annoying accent. Yes. Insult the population. Check. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that's looking good. To me, anyway. We're going to go ahead and move up from that 1,000 grit then. Why not? BK says I use a sewing machine oil as I don't feel so much drag on the blade. Oh, oh. That better? I think my mic just died. It happens to microphones. Let me plug you in there. All right, we're back. Thanks for letting me know. That always helps. I look up and the room's cleared out. And I'm like, what happened? And this will be the 8,000. I got a burr. That's what that was trying to tell me. Got a little bird dragging. All right. I think we're done with the Wet and Wild section of our event. Move on to some stropping. Stropping, stropping, stropping. This is the most comfortable way for me with this. So just so you see what I got. I'm gonna move my sleeve back. What I end up with is that. And I can move my shoulder and make that motion happen. My arm, my hand, my wrist, all of that stays the same. It's just my shoulder being twisted by my torso. And we're getting some shininess. So we know we're in the right realm. Make sure we get our burr. Hit it again on the front. Hit it again on the front. Shiny, shimmery. All right. Just like this, leave my wrist all glittery. Then trying to cut through the strap. Sort of a good thing, but also means bad placement on my part. This strap, this is why I like the little strap. I can ride that edge. Look at my finger right there. See that? My finger just sits right there. And now I'm on that angle. And I can do it with this hand or that. But I can register that angle with my finger very easily that way. And keep it maintained. And these are my results. Back at it, Craftmatic. Really dig that new handle. Thank you. BK says me too. It's definitely my trademark. It's definitely yeah. It's got a certain thing to it, I would say. Now we got this. Because these were not great. I'm gonna use this one today. And maybe make a handle for it as well. Might have to be out of some different wood. All right. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and cut the controversial one first. See if we can get that like we want. Wes, you are one of the most persistent people I know. You don't give it till the job is done. I would be going crazy by now. Yeah, persistence is key, particularly if you're trying to learn something. Fortunately, I can kind of live in chaotic spaces. And learning is always sort of a chaotic space. But it's also the spaces you learn the most. So I'm right inside of these lines with this. But I also have learned that you can save time by addressing whatever potentials, problems that you may run into if you catch them early. It's just something really beneficial about catching them early. So with things like this, taking that time to sharpen is gonna save me time on this mortise, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just me holding it with my hand, you know what I mean? Somebody gave me some great advice the other day on maybe deal on some of this. Gave me some good advice. And if you all would do me the favor of allowing me 1 second to find my scrap piece. It's too tall. That's not. But it could be. Potentially. What if I just drilled a little hole? Stuck a little screw right there. What if I did that right there? I'm sure you can ask Coda. Right, Jeb likes to have Judah. And now, because we put all our bits in the place that it was supposed to be in, we find an appropriate size drill bit in the appropriate box within seconds. And frustrated Wes does not have to make an appearance whatsoever. Grab some bit out of there, shut it down, scoop it out. I don't know where my ankle's itching. Oh my gosh. Make me a little holy hole. And because our desk, our workspace is wood, we can drill holes in it. There's no consequence. Sounds like a dying battery. Oh, let me go get a better battery. Better battery off now. Yikes. Zoinks. Like Zoink Scoob. Real. There we go. Oh, snap. I broke the whole head off. I hate cheap screws. We're going to address that later. We're going to address that later. So we're going to have to get that metal out of our desktop for sure. But now I need something else to help me make this corner. I need it small. And I'm trying to fish this screw out of the jar. So it's not as easy as it looks, man. This is a star bit though. But will that fit that? No. Just assumed the bit for it would also be in here. But nay. Oh wait. Or is it yay? Ugh, perfect fit. All right. Open up. Lock them in. Tighten them down. And then I'm just going to give myself a little screw right. Oh, God. I always say the wrong thing. A screw right here in this corner. So now, got an edge that'll hold this in place for me. Because I'll need that. And that's a really interesting thing that you've got to get used to coming from a construction background, is holding something directionally. It's just not really a concept where you just hold something or clamp something so that it doesn't go one way. You know what I'm saying? Or you're clamping something that's just going to be held temporarily. You know what I mean? New concepts. Let me see if I can get you a little bit better view. I wish, to goodness gracious, I had more coffee in my cup. You gotta swallow. My wish came true. I did have some more coffee in my cup. and it was delicious. And now I am grateful. Alright, I'm gonna try to get y'all a slightly better view of what's going on here. See the grow bucks, shop crocs. Right. Shop crocs from the wife. From the wife's collection. Gotta tell the whole story. Alright. So hopefully that's a decent angle for you. Because this is some small time chisel work. And I am planning to do to glue this with probably wood glue, but it could be epoxy. I think I'd be relatively comfortable with either here. But to be honest, it's those pencil lines that were so thick that are likely to give me an ill fit. Because I can't be quite as precise as I want. With those thick lines. Because then it's like which part of the line is the actual line. In this case, we can say the inside. But there's also thickness of the lead matters on this scale even. Which is why most woodworkers would be using like a marking gauge or something like that, but that is not hugely visible for you guys via my lighting camera, etc. setup. But I do it for you. It's all your fault, you guys. But I think we're going to be fine. You guys remember, I don't know how old you are in the crowd here, but you guys remember Christian Slater? When Christian Slater was young, he had the aura of a privileged old dude. He just had a sitting on a yacht, early in life kind of vibe. And he would walk in rooms and interviews and go, "Greetings and salutations." And a whole generation of boys began saying that, like little micro Slaters. "Greetings and salutations." Like mid-century children or something. I don't know if y'all saw Pilato's live today, but he was building some little boxes, man. And those things looked really good. Looked really good. Pretty cool stuff. I thought it was pretty awesome. What I like about Pilato is the choices of things that he builds for his family are nice gifts, right? I don't believe in making napkin holders per se as gifts. I think you do anything that you want to develop your skill set, but it's tough out there in the world trying to make it on napkin holders and stuff like that, unless you're going really super exotic and very expensive. But making stuff that you just want or need or solves a problem for you or solves a problem for someone else, even if that's an aesthetic problem. I want something to go on that shelf, I want something to go on that table, or I want something to go in that nook that might be a table. That's sort of where I tend to lean. And then if I know I can build a good thing, then I'll try to build it as pretty as I can. This is a first stage, first effort of the first build. See if our piece fits in it and how. Not bad. Pretty close to our depth too. Oh, that's the way. And that's about half. And that's pretty much the fit we want. See how it goes this way. I don't know, man. I can't ask for more than that one right there. That right there is nice. Let's slide that out. And then right here at this edge, I was getting a little bit of pushback. So I'm going to cut him out. And I can't believe we got that close on the first fitting. Excellent, Smithers. Let's do this one. Toned oak. Please, baby, baby, please. And let's do the right thing by this thing too. Oh, it moved. I really need to get me a cork back ruler and not let this double as that, because it is not as reliable. Eesh. And of course, with all knives, you always pull, don't push. And you're never aiming it towards yourself, obviously. Oops. This thing is going through this oak. No problem. Let's see if we are close to our fit that we're after. Let's see. Almost on that side. Pretty close. Pretty close. Gotta get some more depth out of it. I think I'm gonna have to go a hair wider. Just on this side though. Don't want that split. Don't want that split. I think we need a little more depth up here as well. It almost seems like both of them could use a little bit. It's almost like they're both just a little bit shy. I'm gonna let it stick with the firmest one though. definitely that way. I'll just add a little more depth to this one. And mostly just from this one side. It's a rough little turn right there at the end, but all in all, I'm not mad. Let's glue that. Pinch it, clamp it, whatever we gotta do. Whatever we gotta do, Tommy. You wanna throw hands with me? Whatever we gotta do. I really wanna try my very best to get full adhesion on these surfaces. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do epoxy, because it'll fill in these various gaps a little bit better than anything else will. It's cheap, it's easy. I don't need to put a ton of pressure on it to get it to hold, etc., etc., etc. While you would you hold my drink? I ain't got time to hold this beer. So why you judging me? Could you please hold my drink? It's better than that crap you're talking in my ears. Country Western West. Spot this. Spot of that in it. Speaking of, I have not looked up at my chat in a while, and I know if my partner Rob is in here, he is talking ish about my accent, which is stellar, by the way. Look at him immediately. What goes on, Rob? How you doing today, bud? How are you doing today? Rob's a little jealous of me because I speak the new English and he still speaks the old English. And I get it. New things are hard. You know? New things are hard. It's almost a that's what she said joke, ain't it? Doo, 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 doo. So many surfaces here. Around there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So wow. I got extra here. There's no point in wasting that. Chop a style, chop a style, chop a style, chop a style. Oh, we got some good squeeze out. And we're gonna grab us a couple spring clamps. I'm learning. Yay. There's one. Immediately did the job. Good job, Serena. And I know it's slightly misaligned due to my faulty layout, but it's close, and it should be quick work with the old sander. So we're not gonna worry about it too much. I'm gonna let that sit right there for a quick second. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, all I can do right now is wait the 5 or so minutes for that to stir and set up. Which is sort of the opposite of set up to stir. So all I'm saying is I'm getting ready to check out my chat, say hey to everybody, because I got people in here. Crapback said, "You're still in trouble, young man." Almost. Oh, am I making a lollipop? Yes. I'm making the lolliest pop that has ever lived. Maybe the lolliest pop that has ever existed. Ever. Anybody else in that chat got problems? What up, Orami? What up, Grim Reaper? BK still in the building. And of course, Rat Smack is probably up in here still. Hope so. Good to see you. And Brown Sugar. Your name makes me blush. Your name makes me blush. I learned today that the cost of shipping to the UK, ooh, it is no bueno. So bad. So bad. And I don't think it was like that before this guy. I don't think it was even close to that before this guy. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's that way, Rob. I really am. Go ahead and get rid of that. That's why I'm in trouble. I should not have done it. Tell you what. This is why I told you, do not do it. That's why I said that. But in the moment I had it, I got no regrets. I don't regret a thing. Now I have to consider the additional handle. How exactly I want to go about tackling that problem. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think on it. Still very sticky. Sticky and stringy. I am replacing this. This was my dad's, and it's one of the few things I was able to rescue from the house. And it's got a little sentimental value to me, but it's sort of broken, too short, so I'm replacing it. Something wooden, something interesting, maybe something cool. I don't know, but we will see if I can pull it off. We will see. And I might just have just enough leather. Just enough leather to maybe sew me a good handle, right? We shall see. But, that's what she said. Exactly. But what I'm also not going to do is hold you up and make you watch glue dry. So I'm going to let go of my feed for a second. Check on my wonderful spouse because it is definitely dinner time-ish. But I do got to check and see what she might be planning or if she's planning on me planning something. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'm going to come back around, and we'll get around to making this thing something. Don't you fall. Don't you fall. But yeah, getting in a little joinery practice while we do it. Salute to everybody in the chat. 50 likes is phenomenal for me. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much, anybody that did come through and look out for your boy. Hold on, man. I see $2 in the chat. That means somebody gave me a super chat and I didn't even see it or say nothing. BK, salute, family. That's some dap and a kiss on the cheek. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You are awesome. No, you are awesome. I'm awesome by association and affiliation. You are the real deal. That was dope. Thank you. Salute to everybody who does stuff like that and hits that like button. I appreciate it, y'all. I'll see you in a bit. We're going to get this done. We're going to make something pretty. Definitely going to get into making a little tiny chisel tip with a long handle. Once again, I'm up out of here. See you soon. Peace. Wes does it.